Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wafi bin Zainun. My metric number B0322210066. So for today, our group, which is group 50, will present to about mini project. So for the addressing scheme, I will present. For the first one, I will present for branch one, which is Blue Network. For the required address is 16,000 and plus 3 for network, broadcast and default gateway. So equal to 16,003. The closest is 2 power of 14 equal to 16,384. The subnet mask will be 32 minus 14 which equals to 18. So 255.255.192.0. For the network address, 172.15.0.0. And for the range for network in branch 1, first valid host address 172.50.0.1, and the last host address 172.50.63.254. And we'll continue for branch 2, which is green network. Required address 4,000 and plus 3 for network, broadcast and gateway. So equal to 4,003. The closest is 2 power of 12 equals to 4,096. The subnet mask will be 32 minus 12 equals to 20, and the subnet mask 255.255.240.0, and network address 172.50.64.0/16. And for the range IP for branch 2, first valid host address 172.50.64.1, and the last host address 172.50.79.254. And the third one is loop back IP address 202.184.3.1/30. So the next one, HQ to branch 1, required address 2 plus 2 equals to 4, need 2 power of 2. So for the subnet mask, 32 minus 2 equals to 30, or 255.255.255.252. Now address 172.50.80.0, and range valid first 172.50.80.1, and the last valid address 172.50.80.2. HQ to branch 2, required address same like branch 1, 2 plus 2 equals to 4, and 2 power of 2 equal to 4. Subnet mask 32 minus 2 equals to 30, and 255.255.255.252. Network address 172.50.80.4/30, and first valid address 172.50.80.5, and last valid address 172.50.80.6.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Nazwan. So now I will continue part of configuring VLAN. So we have two VLAN that we create. For the second one, we create the one, then I will use show VLAN command. Then this our VLAN that we create. First is VLAN 10, VLAN 20, and VLAN 30. For VLAN 10, we put a name. For the VLAN is the purple. For VLAN 20 is the red, and for VLAN 30 is the orange. Okay, then we assign which switch port to VLAN. So if VLAN has a port, so this is for switch 1. The port that we put, that's SA01. FA01, FA02, and FA021. They switch connect with a network from red, purple, and also from the orange. And now this is for switch 2. Switch 2 is here at a network for red. Then the port, for red for VLAN 20 is F02, F03, F04, 05, 06, 07, 08, 010, and also 024. So this port is connected from the network rig to connect with other switch or VLAN. Then I will continue to the switch for history. History is come from orange network. I will show the VLAN. So this part for orange network is VLAN 30. So we assign a port for the VLAN is 02, 03, 04, and 05. This port is come from the orange network. Is here 05, 02, 03, 04, 05 at the orange network. Then after assign a port, also put a mode trunk for a VLAN. So for each switch have a trunk that we assign. First, the port for trunk is F0. This is for switch 1. The port is 0, 22, 23, and 24. The mode trunk is on. And the port is come from this 22 port is for uh, network from a switch bed, and 23 is come from for the HQ. The for the HQ from goes to the HQ part network, and black is FA024. FA024 from orange, from the orange table. That's S23. For the switch 2, for the trunk at the port 22. The 2 is a switch for connected to the switch 2, and trunk go to the road of to switch 1. Continue with switch 3. Switch 3 also has a trunk that port with 24 at here. You can see at here, and will connected to the switch 1. Okay. Then the switch 1 is have three parts of port 22, 23, and 24. It's about the trunk that we configure. Then last part for the configuring router for intelligent routing at the router HQ. So the router HQ at here. So this part is about site interface. We define the site interface and its respective IP address for router HQ. The HQ router have a VLAN connected. This is for VLAN 10, VLAN 20, VLAN K, and VLAN 30. So for the VLAN 10, the interface pass internet 0.10, and the calculation for the VLAN dot one to 10, and the IP address that is assigned is 2, 168, 50, and 64, 65. And for the VLAN 20, interface pass internet 0.20, and the calculation dot 1 to 20 for VLAN 20. And the IP address is 192, 192, 168, 50, and 128. And last for the VLAN 30 is the interface that used is the first internet 0.30, and the VLAN encapsulation dot 1 to 30 for VLAN 30, and the IP address that is assigned is 192, 168, 50, 100, 1210. That's the part from me about the VLAN. And thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Idlan bin Sallehudin, and my number metric are B022100060, and I'm from group 50, and today I will continue our presentation. And for my part, I will be show our configuration for router HQ. For this router, we'll be using 3 port, which is serial 000 and serial 001, and the last one is fast internet 00. So let's go through it. And in order to show the config of this router, all we need to do is enable and run this config, which is show running config. So let's go through one by one. As we all know that this router will be connected to switch. So this switch will be configured as trunk. So the trunk is a configuration that used for router and switch able to exchange information between them. I'm sorry. Okay. So as we all know, each internet network have their own respective VLAN. So for internet interface, fast internet 00 will be using encapsulation.iq. Encapsulation.lq is used to in order the frame to encapsulate, so it able to transfer or transmit to another switch. So we will put their respective name VLAN tag, which is 10 for, so it able to separate with another VLAN. So the command will be interface fast internet and put your port number dot, and this number will depends on your VLAN tag. For example, number 10 for VLAN 10 and put encapsulation.lq and also the VLAN tag and their IP address. For another VLAN, we also will repeat the same process but different VLAN tag. For this one will be 20 for VLAN 20 and 30 for VLAN 30. Okay, for interface 00, it will be connected to this router, which is the blue network. And for 001, serial 001 will be used to connect it to branch 2 router to this green network. It will be using a normal configuration, which is IP address and their respective IP. Okay, let's go through another one. Router RIP. This configuration are used to route the network route, which is, for example, for network 192.168.50.0, which is this orange network. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So this means that this configuration are necessary because in order the network below here, which is the orange network, to reach the upper network, which is blue or orange, we need to route the network to go through the HK network, so it will reach this upper network. And for the last one is ACL, access list. Access list is used to restrict any IP, but in this situation, we will permit any IP. Same goes through the same process as router RIP. We will enable any host from this network, which is the orange one, to reach both branch 1 and branch 2 network. So the configuration are access list 100 permit any IP, IP any host from this network, and so on. Access list 100 deny IP. And we will put additional configuration, which is we will include their VLAN also, IP access list extended VLAN 10 ACL, and put again their respective IP address and deny IP. The process will be repeat towards another VLAN. So in this situation, we will have 3, so we will need to repeat it 3 times. As we can see, VLAN 10, VLAN 20, and VLAN 30. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Aimil. So I will explain about requirement 5 when we configure router with access list and routing protocol. So for me, I will explain router for branches, which is branch 1 and branch 2. Okay, so for each branches, we need to first configure hostname, which is for router branch 1, we set hostname as branch 1, and for router branch 2, we set as branch 2. And next, and then we need to configure router RIP, which is router RIP is version 2. And the network we found from IP given, which is for router RIP, we need to configure with suitable network, which is the directly connected network. So for branch 1, the direct connected is to via in PC host Blue and connected with HQ. Alright, HQ here. Okay, so for the network HQ is 172.50.80, while the network for host Blue is 172.50.00. And then we need to configure access list to permit any IP for accessing in Blue host. So for this one, branch 1, it needs to configure with it can accept network from green network and then orange network. So they need to ping all together. So we use access list 100 permit IP 172.50.00.00.255.255. So 0.025.255 is a wildcard mask when we convert subnet mask into wildcard mask. Alright, so host 192.168.50.64, which is the orange host. Then we need to access list 100 permit IP for server 2 50.64. 64 is network for green. So we insert in interface F00 where it's connected to branches to host and IP access group 100 in. Alright, so that's for branch 1. And for branch 2, it's also same. We need to configure the hosting branch 2 and the router RIP where directly connected for host green and HQ network. So for green was 172.50.64, while for HQ is 172.50.80, right? And then we need to do access list where access list 100 permit IP and the host from 192.68, 50, and 64. This is an IP for orange network, alright? And then we need to permit IP 172.50.00.00.255.255. So 172.50.00 is an IP for blue host. And then we need to access list permit UDP any. For permit UDP any is for we know that the host green we need to use the HCP. So it's server at blue host. So this means that server for host green host will get IP from blue server. So blue server is from another network, another branch. So that's why we need to permit the UDP any. And insert into interface F00 where it's connected to green host. So we use IP access group 100 in and SA. So that's all from me. Thank you.
To configure web server and DNS server, click the orange server, go to services and choose HTTP. Make sure to turn on the HTTP. Next, click the blue server, go to services and choose DNS. For the web name, our group has assigned group 50.utem.edu.my, and for the address, we will copy the address from the orange server as it is the web server. Click the orange server, go to config and copy the default gateway, and go to services, choose email, and make sure the SMTP service and POP3 service both is turned on. To customize the homepage, click the orange server, go to services, choose HTTP. Then we can customize our own homepage. Click the import button to import any type of files for our homepage. For example, our group has imported our team members' pictures to be displayed on our homepage. You also can edit the index.html coding by clicking the edit button. For example, this is our team index.html file. Lastly, For testing, we go to J3. For example, go to desktop, click the web browser, and search our homepage IP address, which is 192.168.50.130. Click go, and here is our homepage. For example, click one of our team members link, and it will display the pictures that has been uploaded. That's all from me. Thank you. Next, to configure the HCP server for networks, click the blue server, go to services, and choose the HCP. As for the default gateway, copy the default gateway from the config here. Copy and paste it here. And as for the IP address, we set it to 172.50.0.3. Before click add, make sure the DHCP service is turned on. After, click add and then save. Next, click red server. Same as the blue server, go to services, click DHCP. The default gateway, copy from the config and set the IP address as 192.168.50.194. Make sure the DHCP service is turned on and then save. Next, click the purple server, go to services and choose DHCP. Copy the default gateway from the config, set the IP address to 192.168.50.67. Make sure the DHCP service is turned on and then click save. Lastly, click branch 2, go to CLI and click enter. Type in enable and type in show run. Find the interface fast Ethernet 0/0. As you can see, the IP address has been configured to 172.50.64.1 and the subnet mask is 255.255.240.0. The IP helper address has been configured to 172.50.0.2.